It is the sound that has fugitives all over Northeast Ohio just a little bit nervous. Are they up next on Cuyahoga's Most Wanted? Every week we feature 3 fugitives wanted on some very serious crimes, including yet another suspect wanted in a murder case. We'll get to that, but we've got to first welcome in Detective Red Dyer with the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department. Detective, thanks for joining us yet again today.
Been a pleasure, Dan. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, and we just got updated numbers, and I want to thank Patricia Meehan with Crime Stoppers of Cuyahoga County for getting us new numbers. 78% capture rate. I think that's absolutely incredible. We featured somewhere between 300 and 400 fugitives, and 78% of them have ended up one way or another in front of a judge and no longer on our street. That is what the goal is here. Red, why do we continue this partnership?
Well, Dan, because I'm sure with our amazing audience, we're going to push those numbers up to 80%. We're not going to stop at 78. This gets the community involved. It helps build trust with the community. It helps us solve these cases, get justice for these victims while remaining completely anonymous. And it also opens up the potential for a reward, which we'll get into a little later.
And as we talk about our victims, we're going to get into our third case here. Channel 19 has already spoken to the family of a woman who was murdered, and that's why we do this. That family is still not seeing their daughter's alleged killer in court. That could change. That could change very soon because of what you do, because of you, the viewer, calling in an anonymous tip and being eligible for that reward. Detective, without further ado, let's get to our first case. What do we know about Tony Butler?
Well, Dan, we know that Mr. Butler may be known as Snoop on the streets. In 2012, he actually pled guilty to sexual battery and abduction. According to reports in that case, the victim was under the age of 16. He's actually considered a Tier 3 sex offender, which is the most serious, and was required to register with the Sheriff's Department. In September of this year, he pled guilty to failing to verify his residence, and he violated his probation in that case, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. He may have affiliations with the Rolling 60s Crips gang as well. He has warrants with Parma for failure to appear, Chardon PD for theft, and Cleveland Heights for failure to appear, so they'll probably want to speak with him as well. He's approximately 5'9" and 162, and was last known to be staying in the 1500 block of East 85th Street in the city of Cleveland.
And Red, we've talked about this before. When we find out that the victims in this case are minors, someone under the age of 16 years old, it makes you shake your head and think about that person as a victim, knowing that this man is out there facing new charges. Let's get to our next case. What do we know about Terrence Gardner?
Well, Dan, this is a very serious situation, as many of them are that we feature on Crime Stoppers. In September of last year, Terrence pled guilty to felonious assault and discharge of a firearm on or near a prohibited premises, as well as domestic violence. And according to reports, in March, Terrence confronted the victims and threatened them, stating, "I'll kill you." That's a quote. He then pulled out what was described as a colorful gun and fired one round off at them. He violated the conditions of his probation in this case, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. He's approximately 6 foot tall and 220 pounds, and was last known to be staying in the 3500 block of East 118th Street in the city of Cleveland.
When someone makes a statement like that, "I will kill you," and then fires a shot, you have to wonder how far will they go the next time. This is an individual who should not be on the street. They should be in front of a judge, innocent until proven guilty, but needs to come to terms with these very serious charges. Our third case, we don't get a lot of women that are accused of murder here on Cuyahoga's Most Wanted, but this case is so incredible. Not only does she get into a fight with a woman she just had an accident with, a car accident with, it goes much further, all the way up to the fact that that woman is no longer alive. We will get into the details on the other side of this break. We will be right back. And we are back for our third and final fugitive that is on the run. Detective, you and I have covered hundreds of cases here. This one checks a lot of different boxes. Again, we don't get a lot of women featured on Cuyahoga's Most Wanted that are wanted for murder, but this case just goes well beyond that. This is an extremely serious case. I want you to walk us through what we know about Dachelle Carter, and I want to reiterate that Channel 19, our Harry Boomer, has actually spoken to the family of this victim. It's 26-year-old Heaven Alicia Sherelle Williams that was killed in this case. But let's get to the details of Dachelle Carter and why she's wanted.
Well, Dan, what we know about this situation is that following a motor vehicle accident that occurred on November 17th, 2025, Dachelle Carter exited her vehicle and began assaulting the victim. During the assault, she actually got into her vehicle and proceeded to run the victim over, ultimately causing their death. Dachelle actually fled the scene prior to police arrival, so we're seeking the community's assistance to help bring her into custody. She's approximately 5'4" and 120 pounds and was last known to be staying in the 6600 block of Hosmer Ave in the city of Cleveland.
And when we talk about victims and victims' families needing justice, perhaps no case amplifies that more than this. This is a woman who got into a car accident with Dachelle and ends up losing her life because she ran her over to get out of there and to get away from police. Extremely serious. Detective, people may not want to get involved. They think, look, my name is going to end up somewhere. This Dachelle Carter, she's going to find out it was me that called Crime Stoppers. That's not the case. That's why this program works. Walk us through what happens when somebody calls the Crime Stoppers tip line.
Well, Dan, as we discuss every week, we don't take down your name, we don't take down your phone number, and we don't record the phone calls. All contact you have through us is going to be referenced through an anonymous tip number that we provide to you. So your information is never exchanged, and it's what makes this program so successful.
And you call back in with that tip number. Think about it like a tracking number on a package. You give that tip number back to Crime Stoppers in 45 days. You ask, was it my tip that led to an arrest? And that's where you could be eligible for a reward. Detective, this is about cleaning up our streets. This is about getting justice for victims and their families. It's also about that reward money of up to $5,000. What do you like to remind people?
That crime doesn't pay, but Crime Stoppers does.
Crime Stoppers does, in fact, pay. They have paid out thousands of dollars already, and they have helped solve numerous crimes around Northeast Ohio. Detective, that's another one in the books, another 3 set of fugitives that we want off our street and into a courtroom. Want to thank you for joining us. Let's go out and get them.
As always, it's been a pleasure.
All right, take care, Red. That's going to wrap it up. Another 3 fugitives, another list of names for you to make a potential up to $5,000 reward. Let's show you that phone number one more time. Area code 216-252-7463. If you can't remember that number, just remember 216-25-CRIME is what that spells. We have 3.5 hours of news and first alert weather coming up in just about a half an hour on Channel 19. Weather this weekend looks a little shaky. You're going to want to make sure you tune in. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, and this has been Cuyahoga's Most Wanted.